The most important thing any homeowner can do is protect their home from water. And I'm talking about water that's not managed from the roof and away from the home. So today's video, I'm going to show you how to put in your own eavestroughs and gutter systems so that you guys can protect your house. But we're also going to go through the most dangerous thing a homeowner can do, which is get on a ladder. So I'm going to show you information about ladder safety, and why in the heck you want to buy some of these, all right? All coming right up now. So first of all, let me talk about my ladder. My ladder is a little bit wider than normal, okay? It ends up being 18 inches wide, so it helps give you lots of room to maneuver on that without losing balance and flipping over. It also has adjustable leveling feet, which again, widen the base, all right? That takes it up to 21 inches. That's another safety feature. But the most important thing is when you're working on eavestroughs, is to get this. It's just a little attachment that goes on the ladder, and it builds it out. You just stick it in the hole, and then you push and force it in. There's no hardware necessary. You slide it all the way in, okay? And now, when this is up there, this sits right on the roof, okay? This is the key here. The goal is to get this to sit on the roof, so then you're standing on a ladder looking down at what you're working on. You're not putting the ladder underneath the soffit and then leaning out trying to work. That's where the danger comes in. So let's go get this put up. We'll just walk the ladder over. Here we go. Lovely. All right. Because I'm on a patio, I'm going to put it on the rubber feet. If I'm not on a patio, I'll flip them over so that the teeth can dig into the ground, okay? You want to make sure you're nice and stable here. All right. Extend my ladder. Make sure I got a good grab here. Set it on the roof. That'll be perfect, okay? Always keep 3 points of contact as you're going up, give or take. And now I'm working in front of me instead of above me, right? This is the value. Now when working with your eavestrough, what you want to do is you want to identify where the downspout's going to be. Because I got a patio area with a fence, I'm actually going to take the water from the eavestrough, divert it to the back side of the fence and then down the side of the house, all right? So what I want to do is I want to get the measurement of my soffit. Now it's right here, and I am, yeah, let's take a look. Well, this measuring tape is going to be a real lot of fun today. 16-inch overhang, all right? So 16 inches in, I want the eavestrough to go right to the end to collect as much water as possible and even extend just a little bit, okay? So I'm going to finish off my fascia board here and cut that back. But I want to have from 16 inches, I want to measure over so that my downspout comes right next to it, straight back and in line for the house. That's all. Let's get that cut first. So first of all, let's just go through what we're going to need. What we got here is, this is where the hole is going to be cut in the gutter, and this sits down in there. This goes flush with the gutter. This is extended. I can attach things to this, and this keeps leaves out, which is nice. Which means you got to do maintenance. You got to get up there every once in a while and clean these out. Okay, these are the straps you attach to a wall, and then you basically wrap them around the front of your downspout, and then you can throw a screw in it to hold it in place. I got a couple of end caps, one for each end, because I'm just doing a single run. And I got my mounts. These are all aluminum brackets, aluminum screws, okay? And we'll show you how to install these things. It's a really simple system, and this will hold all of the weight of all of the ice and snow and buildup all through the year. Not a problem at all. I've also got some torque screws, stainless steel screws, stainless steel or aluminum only, right? So, I got a drill bit, a drill, and some snips. It's hand tools in a few minutes. It's not that difficult. And we're gonna need this siding gutter sealant, okay? This is a step up from silicone. This is designed to handle weather, all right? Because we have about a 16, 17 foot span altogether, which means I need 2 pieces of eavestrough. Here they are. They come in, I don't know, that kind of looks like 12 to me, Max. I haven't even measured. Let's check. Maybe it's only 10. 10, it's 10, all right? Most aluminum products come in 10 foot rolls because the aluminum brakes are made at 10 feet. Anyway, that doesn't matter. Again, this is all stuff I'm buying from local Home Depot because I understand most people who are going to watch this video are going to want to go to their local supplier to get their materials. So I might as well show you what they're selling and the advantages and limitations of it. The advantages, it's all right there. The limitations, well, this isn't really what I would pick for my downspout. Okay, professionals get access to something more oval, shaped like the downspout, all right, but this will do in a pinch. No big deal. All right, then we also have a 10-foot downspout which for most houses is long enough, if you think about it, right? You got 8 feet of wall space in most cases to the roof line, plus a little bit of this, and plus a little bit of that, so 10 feet usually does the trick. In our case, however, it's going to be just a tad bit short because my house is built on a crawl space foundation. No big deal. I'll need a second piece. All right, let's just get at it. The goal here is to install the eaves trough. I'm not going to cut the second piece. If I have 4 feet of overlay, that's fine. I'm just going to slide them together. It's not going to be the end of the world, okay? The more I can integrate them together, the better this is going to be. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to install the first piece up at the top left corner, all right? And get a few brackets in it, and then I'm going to slide the other one right over the old one, okay? And then once I get it in there, then I'll seal it from the inside. Make sense? Nice and easy. You got to put it on a slope so it all drains in the right direction, so the water ends up going to this hole. That's about all the knowledge. Now let's just go and stick it in. Step one, we want to put our end cap on. Got to puncture the seal. All right. Load your gun up and off we go to the races. Identify which one we're going to need. This will be on the far left of my house. My goal here is to seal this twice. All right. I have a brown aluminum and the sealant is white. So just a dab will do you. Stay away from the edges or it'll be gooing out all over the place. I'm going to line this up and just snap it in place. For good measure, you can always throw a couple of these little aluminum screws. They're self-tapping, and you can throw a couple in on the backside just to hold it all in place until we're finished. Right? That'll keep everything where it's supposed to be. And once we get all this installed, we'll move the ladder over to the corner, and then I'll fill this up with that sealant really well. Now I'm ready to hang it. How fast does this go, eh? Piece of cake. All right, that'll work. All right, here we go. This is not a race. Just keep your balance. And underneath. Okay. Now, one of the advantages of having soffit with the lines is it gives you an idea of what's level and what isn't. Wow, the wind almost took that. I'm picking the left side all the way up to the roof shingles, tight against the house, okay? And then I'm coming over here. You can see I have 1, 2, 3 ridges. This is about the halfway mark in the house, okay? So as long as I've dropped about 1 inch, by this point, I've come a ½ inch every 4 feet, which is a pretty decent slope. I'll be more than happy to live with that. I'm gonna take my first clip, install this like this, okay? All right, I'll show this to you up close down there. But I wanna put these about every 16 inches. Hook it underneath and it slides over top. I really should have done this before I brought it up. Actually, let me get all this set up here, Max. Yeah, I should have done this before I brought it up. I got a little ahead of myself. That's okay. All right. Okay, now we're ready to go. Okay, back to where we started. I want to get this below that first rib, and then all I do is drive the screw straight in to the fascia board. Okay? It's really that simple. Now, if it's too aggressive of a slope, now's the time to fix it. You can grab a level, you can take a ½ cup of water, pour it in, see which way water runs, whatever you choose. I am actually pretty comfortable with the fact that I know my drainage, that the roof is somewhat level on the soffit here. So this is a good angle for me. I'm just gonna finish driving the screws. Oi, 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 oi. Okay. That's a good spot there. So I lied about this integration issue. I'm going to have to trim down the top and slide something in. So I need an actual measurement here. This is gonna be maddening too because it's windy out here. There we go, 90.5. Okay, I can deal with that. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna cut the top lip off for about 4 or 5 inches, okay? And then add that to my dimension of 90.5. And this is just an opportunity for me to get a really good seal. Okay, hoorah. So 90.5 plus 3.5. That makes 94. Let me just double check my measurement. We're 94.25. Boy, I love having a fire table to work on. This is awesome. Okay, so I'm gonna do 94.25 and then cut it off. I'm gonna leave my factory edge for my end cap because that just makes good sense. Nice. Whenever you're working like that, if you just make a little dent or a little mark, and then you can double check the measurement again, and then you can cut through. I'm going to cut everything that's going to be invisible first, and this represents the back side. You might even want to consider wearing gloves for doing this. I'm not worried about it because I've got my electrical tape handy. Now, 16 inches in, we need to X marks the spot here. Here we go. That represents the side of the house, and then we want to put this in here. So this is the measurement to the edge of my trim, plus, and that takes me to the outside corner of my vinyl, plus I need 3 inches for the vinyl. And I am going to put my downspout about here, a little bit off the house. It's easier to come back to the house. It's easier to have everything moving back to the house a little bit than have it not far enough, right? In the middle. And then I'll take the snips and work my way from there. Yeah, I'm confident. Look at that. That's amazing, right? One of those. Now, may I repeat, I am not using professional tools here. These are things you're going to have at home, okay? They're going to be frustrating. This is a pretty decent pair of aviation snips with the angle cut in it, so you can cut metal without ripping your knuckles apart. It's a little slow and frustrating, I get it. It is going to get a good result, okay? Next thing, I want to put the sealant all on this ring. And remember, this is something that no one is ever going to see. This is not time to be worried about how pretty it is. It's about being effective and getting a good seal. There we go. Done and done. Now I'm going to go slide this up, screw it in, and we'll move on to the downspout. Okay, before we go too far ahead here, I want to just come down for one more visual. The only difference between what we're doing here and a professional install is professionals will have the sealant in all the different colors of the metal that they're working with. They'll also be able to run it off as a seamless eaves trough, which means they'll measure the whole length on a truck off of a roll of aluminum, and it'll mold it and bend it through a press, and they'll cut it to length right every time. So, I mean, if you're doing a lot of house and you don't like working on a ladder and you want the seamless look, you have to pay for it. But if you're just looking for a solution to get the water away from your home, you can do it yourself. This isn't that tricky. Good. Okay, so I'm basically going to be installing this on that circle, and I'm going to just flex it to make it over the round, throw in a screw from each side. Then I'm going to measure off to extend this to drop down on the other side of the fence. And I'm going to add a little piece there, and then boom, straight run down to my drain. Piece of cake. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start the screw, create a hole right near the top, because I only have two hands and I gotta hold one down and one up. Okay, there we go. And my hole and I'm ready to go. A little pinch. Get it right up there. Turn that where I want it. Nothing to it. Okay, last bracket. Now everything's nice and tight. Just got to reposition my ladder now to come work around from the other side. Before I reposition my ladder, I'm going to come up with my sealant. I'm going to hit all three of the joints from the inside, make sure they're filled up and going to work properly. In this case, more is better. Just go with the goo. All right. So what you want to do is you want to start at the bottom and then work your way back up and finish the last joint at the top. Here's my system. This was it's a flexible system. It's actually kind of massive. It's buried in my stone to bring the water away from the house. It's awesome. It gets rid of the water really well. One thing I might want to manage here is keeping the stones away from the mouth. There's room for the debris to exit as well. That's why I've got that trap on the top of the gutter there. I don't want to have leaves coming down here and blogging this up. So you have a seam, you want that to be at the back of the house. Okay? And this is designed to go over top of the plastic. Yeah, everything is a fight, eh? Okay, here we go. Everything you got to manipulate and fight with. This, it wouldn't hurt to put a screw in here, okay? The goal here now is to just line that up so that it looks like it's going in the right direction and it's straight, okay? I wish I had a marker. What I wanted to do was just make a little pencil mark, probably somewhere down here, below the window, and then above the window to set my two braces. That's what I want to do right now. I'm a smart guy. So I'm just setting this up against the fence. That's relatively where it's going. Okay, I'm going to take my first strap. That's the middle, by the shape. I'll set it up here. And I'm going to use a stainless steel screw. And I'm going to drive that right through into the facade behind the vinyl. I don't want to get it caught behind the fence, so I'm going to bend it at the second tab. Okay, we'll make that the constant. Okay. Now I'm going to back it out now that I've got it nice and tight, and I'll back it out until it looks normal. There. Because what I want to do is I want to attach this to the screw, not the vinyl siding. Okay. There's the back again. All right, now I'm gonna go get my ladder, set the next brace. I'll have a lot more flexibility to set a brace at the top once I get up on the ladder. If I attach that and then I attach that, I still have a little bit of flexibility. Now here we go. So we're gonna fuss around and get this attached again. There we go. And all right, that gives me at least one point of contact. I'm actually pretty happy with where that is. I know that my next turn is going to have it down about 3 inches. I'm about there. But because I'm contacted here now, look at the flexibility I have. All right? I can extend that accordion to wherever I need to. Okay? Which is pretty fantastic. I'm going to leave that there for now. I'm going to go get my ladder and set the perfect height. That's actually a really good spot. Okay. You'll notice in this situation, I've got the ladder on the recessed part of the siding, which is closest to the trim, okay? That's a really good safe spot. It's also up against the J-trim, so it's not gonna pop out on me. I'm gonna jump up there now with my stainless steel screw and set the other bracket. And I'll set the height for where I want that elbow. I should have the elbow with me too, I imagine. Here we go. All right, set the height of this elbow. I've got it extended, so now I'm just going to push it down, collapse it until I know that I've got some slope here. That's good. I'm liking that. Let's get that out of my way. Now it's all about getting this wrapped properly. Getting one screw in there. Whew. Okay, there's my downward slope. Now all I gotta do is make another trip back to the store because I need a 13 or 15 inch piece here. That's just lovely. All right, that's a nice sturdy downspout. Okay, you get the idea, guys, right? Everything they're working with is designed to fit together real easily. It's not rocket science, right? Just make sure that when you start with your eaves trough, you start at the highest point, work to your lowest point, and then when you're building it back up from the ground up, and then meet at the elbows, because the elbows have the most flexibility. That's it, piece of cake. Let's just wrap it up because it'd be almost embarrassing for you to hang around and watch me cut another piece of metal in. The point is this is just cut and measure, right? If you can use a caulking gun and you can climb a ladder without risking your life, this is something you can do, all right? You'll save a fortune, because trying to find a decent eaves trough guy to come to your house nowadays is almost impossible. They're booked up 6, 8 to 12 months in advance, right? This is one of these skilled trades because they have specialized equipment on the back of the truck, but you can do it. Okay, so you're gonna have the odd seam. Not the end of the world if you really wanna get gutters to protect your house from water getting in, all right? Cheers till next time. Check this video out here if you wanna learn about other how-to things you can do to save your house from being destroyed. Cheers.